What do I expect from The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom? As of the writing of this script on January the 19th, 2023, we are 113 days away from Tears of the Kingdom dropping. I've been thinking, how is it going to be? How different is it going to be from Breath of the Wild, and are there going to be improvements? Because let's be honest, Breath of the Wild is a very downright sexy as good game. But it's time that we come back down to reality, because it's been 6 years now and we can finally admit that this wasn't quite a masterpiece. Hey, put down your pitchforks and torches. I mean, well, just hear 'em out. Either way, none of y'all want no smoke with your boy. But as I was saying, Breath of the Wild isn't a perfect game by any means, and there are some improvements to be made. And this is why I'm here today to list some of the improvements and expectations of Tears of the Kingdom. First things first, I'ma address the complaint that everyone is expecting to be fixed in TOTK. Can I call it that? Yeah? No? No? Okay, Tears of the Kingdom it is. My fault. Point number 1. Enemy variety. The Legend of Zelda series is a 37, almost 38-year-old gaming franchise. There's a plethora, and I mean a smorgasbord of enemies to choose from throughout their illustrious history. Let's spice things up a bit by adding Iron Knuckles, Baby the Dongos, DQ Babas, Gibdos, Mini Babas, Dark Nuts, Redeads, Armos, Skytails, cause I see my boy taking to the air in this game, Skulltulas, Pyrops, Ampulos, Helmasaurs, and most importantly, likes. What the hell is a like? But anyways, the list goes on, and there are many enemies to choose from. Also, they could do a little something to brighten up the combat by having specific weapon types to deal with certain enemies. Like Helmasaurs and Ampulos can only be damaged by heavy clubbed weapons like the sledgehammer or the spike bokobat to break open their shells and have them exposed to deal even more damage. There you go, Nintendo, there's a good idea. Take it or leave it. Hold up, speaking of combat, which is actually my next point. This is a bit of a nitpick on my part, but I hope some of y'all agree with me. But correct me if I'm wrong, ain't this man supposed to be a master swordsman? Yes? Then act like it. With a basic sword, this man hits us with one of these joints. This right here is the combo that I used to hit the mango tree in the back of my house when I was 4 years old. I'm not saying make the Legend of Zelda series into a hack and slash or something like Bayonetta or Devil May Cry. All I'm just saying is just make this man look competent with a blade. Give him a few combos or something, nothing too complicated like Dragon Ball FighterZ to have me looking like I'm hitting my controller 5-piece combo just to kill a key. But to have him look a little more, flashy when he's performing the graceful arts of whooping ass. Matter of fact, have him learn some new move, 3 for each weapon type, for the one-handed, two-handed and the spear weapons respectively. I can remember playing Twilight Princess back in 2010, that's the year I got away and finally got to play a Zelda game for the first time. And I can remember learning moves from past links from previous games. I can remember rolling and slashing homeboy in his back and jumping and flipping over his head and slicing his helmet in half. That was some of the coolest shit I ever seen. All I gotta say, make his moveset cool again. Point number 3. Speaking of something that was cool but not all that cool at the same time, shrines and divine beasties. Not much with shrines, but I'm lumping it both into one because they took place of old-fashioned, dung, voluptuous and sexy dungeons. Funny story, I visited the doctor the other day to do my yearly checkup, and the doctor said to me that he have to diagnose me with a chronic illness called DDD. Not King DDD, but Dungeon Deficiency Disease. He said it occurs in a human body when you haven't played a Zelda dungeon in more than 12 years. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it has been 12 long years since we have played a new traditional Zelda dungeon, all the way back in Skyward Sword. Okay, hear me out. I don't hate divine beasts, but these animal-shaped puzzle rooms didn't do it all that well for me. Cause according to my doctor, I am literally dying for a new dungeon. So Nintendo, hear me out. We need dungeons in this game. Pronto. Point number 4. The next point goes hand in hand with dungeons, which are bosses. The blights were cool, don't get me wrong, but they were a little too repetitive for my taste. But in terms of their battle and their design, Giant Floating Malice Monster only was impressive the first time around. We need variety, we need some creativity, we need some badass bosses this time around. And do not get me started on that final boss. Less glowing pigs, please and thanks. On to the next point, point number 5. Weapons breaking. This is one of the things that I see the Zelda community is split on. Is either some people love it or some people downright despise it. And well, I lean a little more towards the latter, to be quite frank. I don't flat out hate it, but I think there should be a workaround. So hear me out with this one. When playing a game, I find you should be given a choice. In this case, I think the player should be given a chance whether a weapon should break or not. And for me, there are two solutions to this problem that I think will help out in my humble opinion. P.S. I'm not a game dev, I have no experience making any type of game, I'm just a guy from Trinidad that really likes games, okay? But as I was saying, solution numero uno. Have some sort of a repair system for weapons, where each weapon has a list of materials that are required to be repaired on the fly. So imagine you're in the middle of a fight with a Hinox slashing his booty cheeks away with a Lizalfo's boomerang, and you see that prompt come up at the top of the screen saying your weapon is damaged. You go into your inventory, repair your weapon back to new, and continue whooping ass as usual. Or, if you find stopping and repairing your weapon breaking the pace of gameplay, this is where the second solution comes in. That I think this is the best way to implement a blacksmith shop into these locations, where you can purchase new weapons and repair old damaged ones when needed before going out onto your next adventure. So if your weapon breaks in the middle of a fight with a boss or some random enemy and you're getting your ass cheeks clapped, that ain't the game's fault. That's your fault, bucko. On to the next point, point number 6. Shout out to my boy Dashi. You see this man right here? This man right here? Give this man a cookbook. Like, damn, I be forgetting some of these recipes. Plain and simple, every time you cook a new dish, it should be recorded in a cookbook that you can always go back to and repeat a recipe. This could even be a challenge. Complete the cookbook by cooking every dish in the game with every ingredient. This one is for all your completionists out there. Shout out to my boy Gerard. And my last improvement / expectation for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Make the story a little more intriguing. Because Breath of the Wild story feels like that one day in school where the most amount of crazy shit went down and that's the one day you decide to stay home. Like for example, Drake had a concert in the school hall and Oprah came and gave everyone book teas and your ass was the only one who wasn't there to see it. Because Breath of the Wild tells you about this massive war that occurred with Hyrule being destroyed, death, destruction, people ass cheeks getting clapped, and with Hyrule Castle falling into the evil clutches of Calamity Ganon. And to boot up the game and just to see all that you saw in the trailers happened 100 years ago. Which was a little upsetting to me because 90% of what you saw in the trailers, all those cutscene clips and stuff, they were just memories from 100 years ago. That scene with Zelda crying in Link's arms happened 100 years ago. All the best parts of this story happened 100 years ago. With the story just feeling like you're on a cleanup crew just to fix all of Hyrule's messes, and the best parts of it happened before, and you ain't allowed to see much of it. So for Tears of the Kingdom, I don't want to be on cleanup duty anymore. I want to be in the thick of things. And I mean thick of things. I want to be in the battle that will be talked about 100 years from now. And I want to be the one that will be whooping Mommy Ganon's ass. But all in all, above all else, I just want the game to be fun. Even above Breath of the Wild. You're hearing it here first from your boy Future Boy Francis. This is going to be Game of the Year 2023. And if it doesn't, I'ma review Velma. But anyways, Nintendo, you got 4 months remaining to drop one of the biggest bombshell on the gaming world. And you have given a unique opportunity that you can be able to blow all of our collective nines all together. So please, Tears of the Kingdom, be the Shrek 2 of the gaming world and not the Super Babies 2 of the gaming world. I bet you don't remember that movie. But anyways, that's all I gotta say. That's my 2 cents. But wait, hold up, one more point I forgot to mention. In Tears of the Kingdom, please the Nintendo gods, just make Link be able to pet the damn dog.